This is Are You With Me Right Now? Episode 7.
Oh my god, we're James Bond.
007. We've hit the 007s. Yeah, we passed the Alec Trevelyan last week, and now we're on the James Bond.
The what?
Alec Trevelyan, 006.
I don't understand that reference.
You need to watch some GoldenEye then.
You're right. Should I play the corresponding video game in the spiritual sequel?
You can, because I now have it. My best friend gave it to me. I know. I'm excited.
Wow. Times they are changing. You have turned me into a nerd.
You were already a nerd.
But only like nerd adjacent, because I still don't know what you're talking about.
I have got to stop smacking before I speak. I got to stop doing that.
Ew. Gross. Okay, well, anyway. With that revelation covered.
So, we call this meeting into order.
Do you have a gavel?
No, I've got a beer.
Clank it.
I don't have any spoons.
Useless.
I know. No spoon clanks. So yeah, I think we announced this a couple episodes ago. We're definitely through the honeymoon phase now, for sure.
Oh yeah. I think I came to that realization before you did, but yes.
Yeah, your feelings for me fell off before mine for you fell off, that's for sure.
Yep, I don't love you anymore.
I was still completely in love with you when you were like, okay, we're just friends now. We're just friends with benefits now.
Stop!
I thought we were still in love for a little while, but now I know.
I'm glad you figured that out. It was getting really awkward.
Yeah. But I mean, you know, what is someone you love other than a best friend with benefits?
That's really true. We got some good benefits. Ooh.
We do have good benefits. Hey, didn't I ask you? Yeah. All right. So the first thing I'd like to bring up is that I have a conflicting schedule now. You and I had plans for dinner on Friday, and now work has inserted itself in the middle of my life, and it wants to show up at the same time we were supposed to have dinner, that I was supposed to cook for you.
You just said past tense had plans. Rip. Continue.
Okay. I mean...
Bummer, man.
Well, no, okay. I mean, I guess that answers my whole theory there.
What was that?
Yeah, I'm not saying our plans are over, but so you and I have plans, and work is trying to insert itself in between it, and I don't know what to do about it.
Yeah.
Do I tell work to fuck off?
And that's complicated because you're friends with work.
Yeah.
I find that complicated in this situation. I was talking to my friend about it. I was getting pissy because our schedules don't line up. And other things due to my internship that were just making me annoyed today. And I don't know, like they gave you notice, you know, today is what, Wednesday?
Yeah.
And this shit's happening Friday?
Yeah.
When is the show that you'd be setting up for?
9:30.
Oh, it's that night.
Yeah.
Did you know the showtime beforehand?
Yeah.
When the original 8 o'clock plans were made?
I did, yeah. So I knew the showtime, and that's why I was like, but it's just a solo, so I can get there and set up and be done by, you know, if I show up there at 8 p.m., that gives us plenty of time to eat. I'll be off work early. I can cook. We can eat, and then we can go set up and be done with it.
Yeah. Why is the artist getting there so early?
That's normal
for the
time.
audience.
Probably so they can get there, set up, and then go out to eat.
Okay. For the audience, original time dude was going to show up was 8 o'clock, and it got moved, I guess, to 6:30.
Yeah, it got moved. He said he would be there between 6:30 and 7.
Which is prime dinner time.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
So, I mean, yeah, we can go out to eat, but, you know, I've already got everything to cook for you, and
And I'm gonna be spoiled, and I want to be cooked for.
Yeah,
I really need to be cooked.
I'd rather cook for you. I can cook it better than the restaurant can. I mean, kind of.
I feel like we've been going out and like I've been making food for you, which I totally don't mind doing. Like I love sending you to work with lunch. I think it's the cutest thing ever.
Yeah, I love it.
But being at your house, like I love just kind of chilling while you cook.
Yeah, I love cooking for you. I cook, I do regularly cook breakfast for you about once a week now, which is great.
It's my favorite.
Yeah, same. So yeah, I definitely want to cook dinner for you.
And real talk, I'm just pissy about schedules because we haven't been able to talk at all today. Like at all.
Yeah, and that's been a thing too. My phone broke. My phone's been on the fritz for a little while. A really expensive. The Pixel 2, I'll go ahead and call it out. The Pixel 2, the most fragile phone I've ever had. I'll go ahead and call out Verizon right here too. I had insurance through Assurion with Verizon because they told me I could get a $50 screen replacement for $11 a month. And then when I broke my screen, they were like, we got to replace your whole phone. It's going to be $200. And I'm like, why am I paying you insurance? Please suck on my dick. So I canceled my insurance because that's bullshit. Fuck those people, dude. I can fix the phone for about $240 or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I've just wasted money just giving it to Verizon, which is already a thing that I do.
You just extra wasted it. Fun. Yeah, you've had a really frustrating day.
Yeah, it has been.
It's kind of funny because I've had a really good day.
That's great, though. I'm glad you have because it allows me to unload a little bit and listen to your good day and then unload a little bit more. So, I mean, it makes me feel better.
I'm here to listen to you bitch about stuff. Hello?
Hello. Thanks.
You're welcome. You can bitch at me if you need to.
No,
not at me.
I
bitch
have.
You.
Yeah. I think I have.
You done bitching?
Yeah, I mean, you've heard it all now. So, yeah, I mean, I still don't know what to do about Friday. Do you just want to eat dinner late?
I'm pretty damn set on eating dinner with you. And yes, if you're going to go to work early, I'd rather just eat dinner later because, like, I want to cook with you / be cooked for.
Okay.
And I usually eat pretty late anyway, like after I go to ACA, or sometimes I get home from work at like 7 and I just don't, or not 7, but like after 6 on a really fucking long day, and I just don't like cooking that much, so I'll procrastinate eating until it's like 9 p.m. So I'm not going to die if we eat late.
Cool.
That was a weird answer, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, you're kind of used to eating late, so yeah, we'll probably just do that.
Okay. Ta-da, we fixed it.
Thanks for being flexible.
You're welcome. I love you.
That means a lot to me because my work means a lot to me. You mean a lot to me too, obviously. So I'd like to do it all if I can, if you're able to be flexible. So thanks.
I do my best.
That's really important. That's really sweet.
I will tell you when I think you should tell work to shove it, but I don't really think that's the situation. Thanks.
Yeah, I really have to rely on you a lot for that because I'll work myself into the ground.
I know. And that's
and that's why we're here.
That's for the most part the guys that I date. Yeah. That's why we're all here in a way. That's generally the type of person I date, is like at least a slight workaholic. Which totally exacerbates my anxiety or my attachment system or whatever. But I'm courageous enough with you and like open enough with you to be like, hey, that's not cool. Like work didn't give you enough notice, or they shouldn't be asking for you to come in that early or whatever. Tell them to no. Like tell them no this time. And you don't have to, but that'll be my opinion on it.
Yeah, your opinion's important. So I mean, yeah. I need to make sure that I listen to you. I need to make sure that I make a point to listen to you.
Thanks, man. Pay attention to me. I was needy as fuck today.
No. I mean, if you were, then I surely didn't fulfill that need. I'm sorry.
I didn't tell you about it, but I wanted you to. But I knew you were busy. But there wasn't anything you could do. Like, and I knew being like, pay attention to me would just stress you out more, so I didn't.
Yeah, it was just a super busy day. So I just had this conversation with a buddy of mine. here's what was real fucked up with today is I was dealing with a person who was extremely picky, but she couldn't provide her own people to do what she wanted. She was very reliant on me and my business. And so she couldn't do the work herself, but she wanted to be pissy about it. And she wanted to give vague instructions and then criticize people when they didn't do it correctly. She didn't do that to me directly, but the people that she brought, I heard the instructions that she gave them. They did the best they could, and then she bitched about it. And I find that just so, like, I am a zillion % of the mindset of, you want something done right, you do it yourself. Mm-hmm. And if you can't do it yourself, then you live with what other people can do. What else are you going to do? Besides
bitch about it.
Yeah, besides bitch about it. Well, what's that? That doesn't do anything except raise everybody's fucking stress level.
You're right.
So it was just a stressful day for no reason, just because this person couldn't get her shit together.
That sounds miserable.
It was fine. I mean, I dealt with it. I've got a lot of patience, but like,
that makes one of us.
Yeah.
That just sounds frustrating.
It was. And so our superior boss, I'll label her as that, sent us a text because she's the one who hired this person. And she was like, "Do you guys hate me yet?" And my other boss was like, well, he and I have given each other a lot of looks today. So yeah, we just kind of looked at each other today with a lot of like, unspoken moments like, woo.
I love your coworker. She's the best. Unrelated, but she's my fave.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Yeah, she's yeah, it's really strange. She's one of the best. She's probably the best coworker I've ever had. Like, just because and she mentioned this to our client today. She was like, "Yeah, they were talking about rolling through the event and all that stuff." And she was just like, "Yeah, we don't really necessarily have to communicate a lot. We really feed off of each other. Like, we really everything we do is kind of like silent cues. We really work off of each other just, silently a lot. And we do feed off of each other. And I find that really cool. Like, we're both fairly quiet people. So we kind of keep, I don't know, it was kind of weird today. She asked me if I had plans this weekend, which was like the most personal question she's ever asked me. And my answer was, yeah. So my girlfriend is going to meet my daughter this weekend. Segway. Point, 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 point. Point.
Wow. Smooth like butter.
Yep. Yep.
You're the worst.
I just buttered that bread.
That sounds sexual.
Yeah. So, yeah, so you're meeting my daughter. My daughter turns 3 this month in like a week or two. And you and I have been dating for exactly 1 month and 2 days. 2 months and 2 days.
2 months.
It'll be 2 days. You and I still haven't been dating for 2 months.
I know.
But you're meeting my daughter in a couple of weeks. Oh no, this weekend in a couple of days because because it's at some point it's a barrier to the things that we can do together, the time that we spend together, and the time that I spend with my daughter too. Because you're an important relationship to me as much as my daughter's an important relationship to me. Mm-hmm. Like, because our relationship is also important to my daughter. Mm-hmm. Because she needs a stable family. She needs a nuclear family unit.
Yeah.
Despite what the liberals tell you,
The what?
The liberals. Liberals.
Oh, okay.
LIBRULS. Liberals.
Oh my God. Why are we dating?
Nuclear. The nuclear liberals.
Stop. We can't be friends if you say it like that.
Nuclear.
So, thank you, George Bush. Ooh, yeah, that's what gets me going. Thank you for that.
My ears aren't big enough.
You're right. We can work on that.
So, at first, you were having some weird feelings about that. You were feeling really anxious about it because you just had this giant flashback of your childhood, I feel like.
I'm always having a giant flashback of my childhood, and I'm still having feelings about it.
I am too. I had a fun childhood though. I played a lot of video games.
Wow, great for you. Aren't you so cool? Oh, I'm the worst. Okay. Do you want me to go with that?
Yeah, if you've got, yeah, sure.
Sure.
I can keep going, but go ahead.
God. I don't even know where I want to start. I'm so terrified to ruin your kid. That's it. That's the whole fucking thing. Is I don't know how to parent. And it's kind of terrifying to think that, I know I'm not her mom or stepmom. I will never be her mom. But I know I'm not like her stepmom yet. I'm just going to be someone that's friends with her dad. A new person or whatever. But good God, that's terrifying to me. Like, I didn't ever want a family before I met you, which is terrifying in itself. But
having a family, well, sorry.
Okay.
Well, can I interject there?
Was that you told me to keep going? Sure.
I was going to interject a little bit.
Okay.
I mean, is that fine?
Yes.
Having a family it's never something I wanted until I got married, and then I found out I was having a baby, and I was super excited about having a baby because, I don't know, it's, so this is what, if you want to get existential all over again, this is kind of what, like, living is all about. We talked about this a couple episodes ago, is like, what do you live for? Like, what is the point of life?
Barf.
No, fuck you. What is the point of life if, like, nothing means anything? But literally, the point of life is to procreate. Like, that's the point. That's our whole existence. Like, that's what drives us, is procreation.
I'm kind of surprised that you're going along with that as someone who will not tolerate being told what to do by anyone.
Yeah, but that's not like a command from anybody. That's just...
Yeah, man.
No.
Yeah. That's your primitive instincts telling you to spread your seed or whatever.
No, I think most people today are like, oh, don't have kids. It's a scary world out there.
Oh, my God.
But I think that's what you need to do. I think it is a scary world out there. And I think it's because we're not having enough kids.
Oh, how do you figure that?
Because there's a lot of dumb people out there.
Yeah.
Which means dumb people are procreating.
Mm-hmm.
And, I'm highly intelligent. I'm the smartest person in the world. So I should have a whole bunch of kids.
Please shut up.
I realize I just made it sound like that. I didn't. But but I feel like that's kind of the thing, though. I do feel confident in raising a child. Like, I do, I take care of her. I'm very involved with her life. Like, I'm very involved with her education. Those things are important to raising children. And that's kind of all that's important to raising children. It doesn't have to be super expensive to raise a kid.
No, it does not.
It kind of, yeah, it's a drain. Like, all of my entertainment budget has, like, gone to now being, like, taking care of a, toddler. But that's fine. It's not like I have time to go out all the time anyway, because I'm hanging out with a toddler. So I might as well spend all my money on her.
Mm-hmm.
So my point is that, yeah, raising a family kind of seems scary because we're in turbulent political times and people are on Facebook.
That's not what I was talking about.
Continue.
Oh, shit, you just got real quiet. I'm saying I didn't mean I didn't want a family because of Trump or whatever.
Okay,
you can liberals at me all you want, but that's not why I didn't want to have kids.
Well, that's what a lot of people say is that, the world is scary out there, so don't have kids. But yeah, you particularly didn't want kids because you didn't want to treat your kids like you've been treated.
Yep.
Which is, I don't want to treat my kid like I was treated either. I don't want to abandon my child. You know what I mean? Like, I want to be active in my kid's life. Here's the other thing though, is I'm happy with who I am. Like I love the life that I have. Yeah, it's stressful sometimes and whatever. There's a lot of shit that goes along with it. I'm not the best, I'm not Jeff Bezos or anything, but
I don't know who that is.
He owns Amazon. All right, I don't know. I'm not Lil Whitey or whoever. I don't know the kids listening. Lil Yachty? Y'all still listen to Lil Yachty these days? I'm not Lil Wayne.
Don't ask me that.
Whoever the kids are looking up
to. I don't listen to any of them.
I'm not Tekashi 6ix9ine or whatever his name is. I'm not these people, I'm not a role model for...
Which is a real shame. So it doesn't matter that you're a role model for like the entire universe, but just for your kid?
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, that's what... Yeah.
I'm not ridiculing you. I'm just clarifying your point.
Yeah, I think you should be a role model for your own family, for, your own procreates.
Ew. Please never say that again. I just dried up a little bit. Okay. Well. Oh, I don't know how to say any of this without being like a whiny little bitch who doesn't take any responsibility for herself. I hate everything. How am I without a lot more work, how, like, right now where I am in this moment, based on my, like, developmental, whatever, fucking mental health journey, like, I don't have confidence in myself as a parent because I was told I was shit my whole life. 23 years isn't that long, but it's pretty long.
Well, yeah, but I would agree that you and I are not ready for kids. Obviously, we've known each other for 2 months, but even on top of
We're not talking about that.
Right. But my assessment of you parentally is that, yeah, you've got a lot going on in your life. Yeah. You don't have time to stop and raise kids. You're trying to get an education. So, yeah, the only thing really stopping you, though, is cementing that education and, like, starting a career, kind of. Mm-hmm. And then as soon as you start that career, you got to milk that fucking maternity leave.
True. I don't mean, like, right now, I guess. I can't predict who I'm going to be in 5 years or whenever the fuck we decide to have children. You're working that number down slowly. I think my first answer was 30 and you've got me down to 28 now.
Yeah.
Coercion.
Yeah.
It's coercion. But I don't know, like, I've got some self-confidence when it comes to just me, but I don't know how much I trust myself to not express what's been, like, not to perpetuate what's been done to me, like, unconsciously. Even though I have a lot of insight about myself, like, I don't think that I would be a good parent. This is so much of my therapy right now. It's just my therapist being like, kids are for you too. You're good at things.
Yeah, you are good at things. You're really intelligent. Like, you're not a narcissist. Like, I'm borderline narcissistic and I don't treat my kid that way, though.
Well, I don't know how you treat your kid. I do. But, like, I don't know. I fear viewing a situation differently than other people do. Like, thinking that I'm doing well parenting-wise, but not being checked by anyone. Or, like, when I do get checked or whatever, have you, like, look at how I'm fucking parenting your kid. You're like, wow, you're a fucking psycho. Like, I'm very, very afraid of that, of me thinking I'm doing something healthy. Or, just going off my instincts and then having that be really damaging.
So this is something I have no experience with because my wife and I split up. My ex-wife and I split up when my kid was 3 months old. So we don't have any joint experience parenting.
Yeah.
It's all been you parent and then I parent separately, which she and I do that well together separately, but it's never been a situation of like, hang on, we need to walk in the other room and talk about how we're parenting our kid right now. But I feel like that's all it is, though. Whew. Is there any way for that noise not to happen?
I'm in the bath, sorry.
No, it's not the bath noise, it's the clicking.
I just put my phone down, so that's why. Okay. I'm not touching anymore. I was doing Picross and I'm done.
Oh, okay, thanks.
Sorry.
No, it's fine. It's just, it was grating.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. I love you.
Mm-hmm.
I love you.
I love you too.
Thanks. Sorry, was that mean?
No.
Okay.
I just feel dumb.
No. Oh, man. I love you.
I love you too.
So, yeah, I think it's, I think when disagreements about parenting come down to it, it's just going to be a matter of like, we need to talk about this privately and constructively and then revisit it at some point. But I mean, I don't know. We'll see. We'll come to that and we'll make a podcast about it,
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate you taking the step with me. I think this is, I don't think this is huge. This is huge. I appreciate you taking the step with me.
Thanks for trusting me enough to let me.
Is that why you're crying? What are you crying about?
I'm just already feeling shame about how I'm gonna parent. Like,
that's crazy.
I know.
That is, those are not rational feelings. You're going to care for your offspring.
That was the most awkward way you could have said that.
I don't understand how. I really don't. I really don't understand how people can be mistreated when they're children and then go on to mistreat their own children. I don't understand that.
Oh, that is a statistically proven concept.
I know, and isn't it fucking retarded?
No.
What?
It's not.
It is.
I mean, it's awful and it's not okay. That's not what I mean, but it's absolutely logical. Why do you think I have to work so fucking hard to unlearn, and literally change my thought patterns with CBT and DBT? Because when you're young, you have fucking mirror neurons. It's like the Bobo doll experiment. Like, if you see violence, and I saw a lot of violence, or if you watch your parents treat each other a certain way or treat you a certain way, like, your mirror neurons pick up on that, and that forms part of your personality. Like, who teaches you how to be? Your parents. So how are people who were beaten taught to be?
Yeah, but then how could you turn around and beat your own kids? That doesn't make any sense.
It makes a lot of sense.
It doesn't.
Do you know what Bobo doll experiment is?
Yeah, but I'm still speaking from the perspective of a parent, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like, no matter how you were raised, like, your child is innocent.
Yeah. I'm not defending people beating their kids, by the way.
I know that.
Just to clarify.
But it doesn't make any sense to mistreat your children, like, no matter how you were raised.
I mean, like, psychologically, it literally, is proven to make sense. Like, I'm sorry that you don't understand it, but people have misplaced rage and not a lot of insight. And if people don't know how to parent, they can get frustrated with their kids really fucking easily. And if they don't know how to control their physical behavior, like if they were beaten or sexually molested or sexually abused, like,
think of if your recent ex-girlfriend was a parent, you know?
Yeah, I had to remove her from my kid's life real quick.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, but the girl had no insight, though. She had no introspection.
Exactly. Not a lot of people have introspection. Not a lot of people do. That is one thing that I need to be nice to myself about, because I look at myself a lot. I do a lot of evaluation, but a lot of people don't. My dad is 56 and still as big a piece of shit as he was 23 years ago and before that. He was really a piece of shit 50 years ago, but if not a lot of people understand that they're part of the problem and can be part of the solution. You know, my dad taught me very much that, or whatever, the conflict resolution that I saw was when someone gives you a critique or a request to change your behavior, you yell at them and shame them for having feelings and cry and say that like they're only making that comment because they want to hurt you. You know, my dad's been a piece of shit for 56 years, is slightly better, but still did that shit to me last week. You know, people don't have insight for the majority, and it's rare to find someone who's able to be like, oh, I can change myself. I can find the good in the shit that I was taught. But not a lot of people are like that. That's why people who have been beaten, like they don't know how to deal with their feelings without lashing out in rage. They just don't, and they don't look inside themselves to figure it out. Like, it's really fucking sad and it's not okay at all, but people are by nature not that introspective.
Where does introspection come from?
I don't know. BPD. That's not true because your ex didn't have that. I don't know. Probably a high level of intelligence, not to be gross, but like I'm fairly smart. Probably depression. I had a lot of time to think about stuff. And people who tend to physically assault their kids don't tend to have a high level of education. You know, they were probably beaten. They most definitely were beaten, and they didn't have access to like higher level education where you talked about these things, because we talk about this shit in college. Like, these are discussion topics of like how to motivate people on what, like, we debate parenting styles. Actually, we have in past classes, and you don't know, like, you know, it kind of goes in with like who can afford therapy, not people who have low levels of education. So who gets out their rage in a healthy way, not people who don't have access to a higher education. I think that was really confusing what I just said, but I guess that kind of made sense.
Yeah, no, it made sense to me.
Which doesn't make any sense to me because my dad is rich. Well, we're upper middle class. I'm privileged as fuck. We had to do an activity in class yesterday talking about like the worst job you ever had and the ways that your boss treated you and how it made you feel. I'm like, LOL, I've had like 1.5 jobs, so I can't even contribute. Like, makes me feel dumb, but I can't relate. Didn't have to work very much at all. I still don't even fucking have to work. But yeah, who has the access?
Well, maybe that's what's made you introspective, though. But
maybe I didn't have to work. Yeah, I had a lot of free time to think about my life.
But I've had to work a lot. Like, I've been working for 17 years now.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been working since I was able to get a job.
I know, and my first job was in college. It was after my freshman year of college, and I had 2 jobs, and I stayed at each of them for like a month and a half tops, because my parents insisted that I don't work. Because my scholarships, like, I was really good at school, am currently good at school. And the scholarships that I made for college were like, we calculated it out, and I earned more getting all A's than I would have at like a part-time job at minimum wage. So, I mean, I guess it made sense, but it was also a way that like enabled their financial control. Whatever. I didn't have to work, bottom line.
Yeah. It's crazy. So yeah, I don't see you. I trust you, you know, I don't see you passing these things on to your kids.
Why not?
Because you're super aware of them. And I think I told you this earlier. You're not a piece of shit. You're not a shitty person. You've just been through shitty things.
I guess.
You're not a shitty person. Are you a shitty person?
I don't know.
You'd know if you're a shitty person.
So.
Shitty people know that they're shitty people. Coming from a shitty person, man.
Oh my God. You've always been a piece of shit.
I've always been a piece of shit.
I don't know. I think I try really hard to be good. But it's like the fact that I can't, well, that's very black and white. The fact that like I need so much therapy and so many methods, like worksheets to control my emotions, like makes me doubt myself. Makes me feel dumb. And that's not a bad day, you know, on a good day. It's like, fuck yeah, like I take lots of steps to restructure what's been done to me. And like, it's okay that I am where I am and I'm going to get better because I put time and effort and love into it.
Yeah, you've been treated poorly. You do have to kind of rewire yourself to be like, these feelings aren't rational. Your feelings are real, but they're not necessarily rational. They don't make sense. They're real to you. You have your own perspective. And from your perspective, your feelings are real. Your feelings necessitate validation. Your feelings, you know, I mean, the way you know, hopefully, yeah, your feelings are real, man.
Yeah.
It's the way that you act on your feelings that really makes you like who you are, and that's what makes you special to other people, I guess. Is how you act on your feelings.
How I specifically do?
Yeah, because that's what makes you special to me, is that you have all these feelings, but the way that you act on all of your feelings is what makes you special to me. And not just like your irrational feelings, your rational feelings. The way that you act upon all of your feelings is what makes you special.
That was really sweet. That's a much nicer way to look at it. I think I'm upset right now about it because I'm still grieving. Actively, like in the process of grieving the relationships that I never had, or the ones that I do have and that were really bad. You know, I never really had a parent. Neither of my parents were really parents, and it makes me angry and upset. It's sad. So I think that's kind of getting me, like, why I'm feeling shame about feelings or like what's been done to me. Like, it's not my fucking fault, but I feel like broken over it.
Yeah, I mean, I was never able to resolve a lot of my feelings about my dad until, you know, after my mom died. My dad kind of stepped up, and like now my dad's kind of a parent in the past few years. You know, my mom's been dead for 6 years, 6.5 years. And I really felt like my dad was never a parent. My mom was always the parent.
Yeah.
But I think that's why I'm so present in my kid's life, is that like my kid needs a dad.
Yeah.
And now like loving you like really drives that home.
What do you mean? Oh, yeah, I get what you mean.
Yeah, I mean, you've never had a dad. I mean, not a caring, loving dad, it sounds like, at least. You've had a narcissistic
Not a dad that was capable of that.
Right.
Yeah. And I guess that's the crux of it, because I'm not just blindly going into it like thinking my kids are my emotional punching bags or wanting to treat them like that or not having any other option.
I have a lot of access to a lot of better ways to live. And I guess I'll use them because, like, oh my God, I cannot, like, I'm so terrified to meet your kid, but I'm so excited. Like, I love her already. And I just want to go play with her and, like, get to know her and hang out with her and support her.
If it can be done, I think it's really important that people stay together for their kids. If it can be done in a positive way.
Yeah.
I think it's important to do that. Like, but I think it's important to have kids with somebody that you love and trust and are going to make that effort with, because it does take a lot of effort. Like, I mean,
oh yeah,
you know, decades from now, yeah, things are like, whew, I could go have a different life now. But if you do that in front of your kids, like, it's going to completely, like, screw their idea of what love is and what relationships are.
And we've talked about this. At least this is how I feel. Love is a choice. It's not a feeling. And in 50 years, like, whoever I'm married to, which I'm currently planning on being you, like, I want to choose you and I want you to choose me every day. My therapist talks about that too, actually. Like, you know, your only job and my only job as a partner, as a spouse, as a whatever, is, like, make the choice easy for them and choose them every day in return. Because, like, that's what it is. I mean, yeah, even when one of us does ugly shit or are not having a great period in our lives or something, like, it's the choice to stick around and choose to be determined to rediscover what it was that y'all loved about each other in the first place. You good?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks. I'm glad we're talking today. It's been a long day.
Yeah, man. I really missed you.
And it's been a long time since we've really talked a lot too. I mean, when I came over to your house a night or two ago, I stayed with you, but you went to ACA. Yeah, that was Monday. So you went to ACA, and then you got home and you had schoolwork and you fell asleep on the floor. So we were a little distant from each other. I mean, it was nice hanging out with you, but we didn't get to, like, really dig into each other like this.
No. Nope. Oh. That's what podcasting's for, though, I guess. Just to make time for that.
Yeah.
Because not every conversation we have can be like, let's dig really deep. But it is important that we do that frequently.
It's fun.
Yeah, I know it. Even though it makes me cry sometimes. What?
So, I don't know. We've got about 10 minutes.
Okay.
Intellectual property laws.
Uh-huh.
I came up with a new thing today.
Okay.
So, like, here's what I don't understand about intellectual property law is that I feel like it's counterintuitive to free speech. Is that if someone tells you something, they've told you their idea, how can they stop you from telling that idea to other people?
Like with a non-disclosure or whatever, or like a patent.
Okay, yeah, you sign a contract that says I'm not going to tell other people, but, like, yeah, no.
No, I mean, is that what you mean? Like, you're referring to non-disclosure agreements?
No.
Okay.
I'm referring to anything, basically. It's like, okay, I have this song on my computer. Why can't I play this song on my computer for... How many people can I play this song on my computer for? Because I can play it to other people who come to my house. I can say, hey, listen to this song. Here's a song and you can listen to it. Where does my license end? Why can I not then take that song and broadcast that across a spectrum?
Like on a radio?
Yeah, or anywhere. Why can I not share it on YouTube without getting shut down? Why can I not broadcast it on a radio frequency without getting shut down? Without somebody getting involved and saying, hey, you can't say that. You can't repeat that.
Doesn't
Does it have any dependency on whether the radio station or YouTube channel or whatever is monetized?
Yeah, you can't even do it if you're not monetized.
Really?
Yeah, I've uploaded songs to YouTube and got them taken down. Songs that weren't on YouTube, and I felt like they should be, and they got taken down.
They were probably taken down because the artist hadn't, I guess, like, allowed the website to have rights to it.
Okay,
they didn't want people to access it without paying for it.
This is my copy of the song, though. This is how I feel about intellectual property, though.
That's not your song.
So I have this copy of it. Like,
this is why you don't believe piracy is a thing. This is the same principle.
Yeah, pretty much.
Or the same argument.
Yeah, because
it is pirating.
I have a copy of this. I want to give it to somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
What gives you the right to stop me? To tell me, like, you can't give that to that person. That's mine. It's not yours. It's mine. It's on my computer. This is my hard drive. These little copper traces exist within my space. This is my private property. I can give this to whoever the fuck I want to give it to.
It all comes down to profit.
Exactly. Why are you protecting other people's profits, fucking capitalist?
Excuse me. I'm not the capitalist here. I'm not really telling you what's right. I'm telling you what is and why they exist.
And I'm saying it's wrong.
That's fine.
I mean,
what is your preferred system?
Freedom, man. Fucking freedom.
Fucking liberty.
Fucking liberty. For real, though. I mean, yeah. I hate that they've made liberty a bad word, but absolutely liberty is what I believe.
In that situation, I guess, would credit be given for who did create the work?
I mean, I guess. Yeah, you'd say, hey, this person wrote the song. Here's the song that got written by this person. I mean, I tell all my friends, like, hey, listen to this song. Here's who wrote it. Here's the album. Like, yeah.
Do you not believe that artists should be compensated for their work?
Yes, but I think they should be responsible for the sales of it. I mean, I think that's just as important as creating the work is distributing the work. I think there's something to be... I think the distribution is just as much like a service as the creation. And
intellectual property laws are how they distribute them.
Exactly. And I think, this is kind of where like the record companies step in, and that, like, record companies, like, you're writing these songs for us, we get to distribute this shit. Actually the intellectual copyright doesn't, and we're just talking about like art right now pretty much. Mm-hmm. But like the record labels are the ones making all the money because they have distribution rights.
Not everyone has a record label, though.
Sorry?
Not everyone has a record label, though.
No. But these are the people who are getting, like, taken down, you know what I mean? Like, the record labels are the ones who are, like, vigilante about it, or not vigilante, but aggressive about it.
It's not always like, Taylor Swift is like that about her music. I don't even know that she does it through a label, but, like, she will personally find people that, like, pirate her music or distribute it like that and take it down. She's a fucking Nazi about her music.
I'm a zillionaire. You didn't pay me $1 to listen to that song. What a cunt. What a cunt.
How do you make money then? If you don't expect compensation for your work, how do you make money? It doesn't change whether you make like $1 or whatever, $20 a week or 20 million bucks a week. Your work is your work. And why do you not deserve to be compensated for what you've created? Ooh, there you go. Your personal property and taxes being theft.
What is fair?
Huh?
What is fair?
I didn't say the word fair.
You're talking about people getting
probably did.
fairly compensated, though. Fair compensation is the point of your question there. And what is fair?
Whatever people decide is fair.
Exactly. So if I decide
and people are buying their music at whatever Spotify's subscription per month is, or buy the songs on iTunes or whatever, and people are buying it. So if you don't want to buy it, just fucking don't own it.
Yeah, but it's right there. Like, there's those ones and zeros right there. I can just move them to my computer, and now I can listen to that song over and over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
How is that any different? How is that any different than like free speech, though?
What do you mean?
So here's some information. It's just moving information around is all it is. It's just moving information from one place to another. You didn't pay for this information. All right, sorry. Why does the government have to get involved? The government's job isn't to police the sale of information. It's the government's job to protect, freedom of information, free distribution of information. That's what the government should be doing. That's what's important, is free distribution of information. It's just information. Fuck your profits.
I'm trying to make a parallel to like plagiarism and why that's not a thing that we can do in the academic world. I know it's unfamiliar to you. I was just purposely being an asshole. Sorry, I love you.
It's fine.
It was a joke. Sorry.
Haha.
Ha 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 ha. I mean, I guess I can only speak for myself, but like, it matters that I get acknowledged for the work that I do. Like, if I write a fucking dissertation on, I don't know, what I actually care about, I guess, like the effect of trauma on children 2 to 5 or something, or specific trauma on children 2 to 5, like, if I make a discovery about that, like, I want to be acknowledged. Like, if I'm the only person who's discovered this new something or other, like, I want to be remembered for that, or acknowledged for that. Like, if someone wants to use my findings in a paper, or in another study, or whatever, quote it in some shit. I don't know what that drive is necessarily, but like, I would want credit for that. And it's not even monetary credit, it's just a mention in a paper. But I guess it's like the pursuit of notoriety within your field, whether it's music or psychology or whatever.
Yeah, but you don't have to be paid to receive. Like, getting accreditation or getting like praise doesn't have to be backed up by money.
Well, true, but like, if that's your whole career, which is making music and performing, which is hard, that's your career, that's what you devote all your time to, and you need to like eat and live and stuff. If that's your work that is valued enough to be paid millions of dollars, like, why? In order for you to keep doing it, you need to get paid.
So get paid to do it then. I think that's part of being an entrepreneur. Well, no, not really. Artists don't get paid enough for distributing, I don't think.
What do you mean?
I don't know. And this is where the argument kind of falls apart, I guess, because I don't know enough about it. I mean, I know I don't make any money for the music that I make. I think
because you don't sell it.
Yeah, it's sold everywhere. I'm on Spotify, iTunes, fucking Google. I'm everywhere. Everywhere you can be, I'm there.
Really?
Yeah. I think I've made $200 in 10 years.
Dang. Well, promote it more?
I mean, it's not that.
I don't fucking know.
Yeah, I mean, it's not that great at music, but whatever.
I like your music. Obviously.
Bye.
Huh? No. No, I'm not going to download it for free, though.
I wouldn't mind if people did. Somebody's trying to listen to what I made. That's what being an artist is. Being an artist isn't like, I got to make profit off of everybody that looks at my painting. Right?
I think it'd be different if you did it for a living. If you want to devote all of your time to it as a career, like, you can't do that if you're splitting your time between a shitty job at McDonald's and, like, a tour. And if you're going to devote your 40 hours a week to writing music, like, you can't do anything else.
Yeah, but I think you're still stepping on other people's, freedom to share information.
That's fair, but I think there would be a lot less motivation and a lot less creation in the arts. A lot less devoted, like, dedicated creation.
Thanks for defending
capitalism. Because if you can't make it your job, then you're fucking welcome, I guess. If you can't make it your job, you're not going to make it your job.
Yeah, that's why socialism doesn't work.
Oh my God. Goodbye.
It is. You just totally came up with the argument as to why socialism does not work.
Why are you fighting for socialism now?
Yeah, it's just freedom.
Socialism is your argument, then we just defeated it.
I'm just talking about freedom of information, not necessarily freedom of production. Production should be privately owned. Information should be free.
I don't think music is straight up information, though. I think there's a distinction. If we're talking solely about arts. I do think, like, information, like fucking scholarly papers, that shit needs to be free. You have to pay to see a lot of them. And that pisses me off.
Yeah.
But, because it's not like the authors even see that money. It's just so I guess it's actually the same thing just with scholarly shit. But the artists, like musicians, do see that money. Like, you can't live in a 15-room mansion or something without getting some of that money. Okay, anyway. I think that's about all on that topic.
Well, that's probably about all for the podcast. That was a good podcast.
Yeah, it was a weird podcast. It was good. Anyway, that's about all.
It was a good podcast, though.
Oh, you didn't do it.
Oh, okay. Anyway.
That's about all.
That's about all. Peace out.
Peace out.